Hello and welcome back for another week. And we did have someone mention that Octo needed a hat, so he's got a hat. He's got a Captain Morgan's hat, and apparently keeps yelling when people aren't around, "I'm the captain now." So I'm not too sure what the relevance there is, so if someone lets me know in the comment section below what he's talking about, because his innate ramblings are infuriating me. And speaking of innate rambling, I really don't have much today, so I'm just going to do a very quick one. I did watch Tori's video this morning.
Here, Geelong Flippy, Tori. Hey guys, Tori, the mean streets. Geelong Flipper, Uncle Flip, Geelong Flipper here. Tori here, the Geelong Flipper. Geelong Flipper here, Tori. Tori, the Geelong Flipper. I'm the Uncle Flip. How you doing?
Released in regards to getting stuff directly from the source, which is eBay. Fantastic. Love the video, Tori. Do have some suggestions and some, I suppose, counterpoints. But we will get to those, and we'll talk about those. No shade towards Tori. He's doing what he can. He is helping the community. He's fantastic. I've spoken to him a few times. I do want to talk about Skylanders again. Surprise, surprise. And my shirt. I picked it up. It's a little octopus shirt, so I'm not too sure what the brand is. It was bought in Japan from someone that I picked up off Facebook Marketplace. It's a bit weird to be sourcing clothes off there, but long story short, they had a Dragon Quest one shirt like this, button-up shirt. I will probably flash it up at some capacity. They wanted $50 for a brand new with tags, extra large, which was fantastic. I thought it might have been, how can I delicately put it, Asian sizing, which is traditionally a lot smaller than what I am per se. So went around and picked it up. Excuse me. So yeah, coincidentally enough, he offered me this shirt as well, which is an octopus shirt, extra large as well. Fits me fantastic. So little bit bigger, so it sits a little bit bigger. I'm normally a 2XL, and this one's an XL, so probably a little bit bigger, probably a little bit American sizing. I find that's probably the size to the left of ours. Enough of that rambling. So long story short, I went and picked up a shirt. The other shirt I picked up for $50. Picked this one up for $50 because that's an octopus. Why not? And the other shirt, brand new in tags. It's a game, if you haven't played it, it's very similar to Final Fantasy. Dragon Quest is quite out there. People should know what it is. If not, I'll put a little clip or something. I'm not too sure, but don't hold your breath because I probably won't. This shirt, it's got listings for used. I think it's around about that 250, 300 mark. So I'm going to put it up there. It's brand new. It's got tags in it. Fantastic sizing. All those different things. So I'm going to probably put it up for that 350 Australian mark. Actually, there's no sold listings yet, so I'm going to keep testing it just to see what it is like. List it high and go from that perspective. The other one's currently listed, I think, medium and large, or maybe small as well. I'll have to double check. I will, like I said, I'll flash it up later. So it's good. I'm going to keep an eye on it. And like I said, I quite like it. And Mrs. Octopus, she said it's growing on her. So there's a good chance is that if I can't sell it, I'll probably wear it because I do like it. It's a bit of a weird shirt. So long story short, we're getting back to Tori. We've taken our medication. We're slowly catching up. He released the video this morning, or might have been last night if you remember. If you are a channel member, by all means, help him out, watch his videos, share them, all these different things. So long story short, he, I won't say accused is a bit of a, a bit of a word that's in my repertoire. So basically, long story short, he was basically sick of YouTube resellers, such as myself, just making allegations or statements or throwing things out there with any empirical evidence per se. So what he did is he actually went to eBay directly, the customer support, and asked them a couple of questions. I can't remember exactly what the questions was. I think one was about listing every day, and there was another one. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, watch Tori's video, help him out from that perspective, and go from there. So they came back with some generic AI answer that said that it would be beneficial for you to list every day, and all these different things. Yes, the constant activity on your account is what we're finding, right? And no one's disputed that. A lot of people, and the reason why I'm making this video for, and not to trash Tori and all those different things, I do put a caveat on things such as that, right? Do not list junk. Do not go out there and say, hey, look, eBay expects me to list 100 items a day, and I'll just basically get the worst items that I can, go into thrift stores, go into op shops, go into Facebook Marketplace, all those different things. do an arm sweep, spend $200, $300 and leave. The reason why, I suppose, to backing up as to why I'm making this video, not like I said, not attacking Tory. A lot of new resellers come into the space, excuse me, around this time of the year. They watch people like Tory. Tory's quite prevalent on TikTok, you'd say. He has cracked it. So maybe I need to get a beard. Maybe that's what it is.
I'm gonna bring him in right now. Right now. Here we go. We have with
the beard.
So basically, Tory's on TikTok and all those different things. So a lot of people are ingesting his content, which is fantastic. And they're going to start moving across to watching his YouTube channel and obviously start reselling as well. The reason why I suppose I took, not offense, I took reason to that comment per se. You really, really, really want to caveat with, it would be better to not list something than to list absolute junk for the sake of the algorithm, right? I've said numerous times, and I had spoken to people before about it, and I had people reach out to me off the back of last week going, how much do you do a day in Skylanders? Do you really make that much? Yes, but like always, there's a caveat, and we'll get to that in a second. But long story short, the reason I don't list every day, and I think I've said that before, I get very consistent sales, which, with the exception of this week, because there's always a caveat, and you probably guess why. But because I have a lot of store activity, so in the sense, like I said before, I get Skylanders in probably 4 or 5 days a week, so I'm constantly listing them and all these different things. When I get Skylanders in, it's normally in bundles of 200-300, so I can't physically process 200-300 Skylanders a day, right? And I'm like doing probably about 500-600 Skylanders a week. So what I normally do is I normally spread those over the course of weeks. I might do 50, 75. That's cleaning, that's testing, and all these different things, right? And updating the listings. Because I'm going in there and obviously giving that activity, that's actually generating sales, right? But what I'm finding is that the characters that are highly sought after, the ones that are rare and the ones that I make a determination if I want to buy that particular lot or otherwise, are the ones that are selling. If I loaded up my store primarily for that $1.99 crap that I've spoken about before, I wouldn't be getting sales. So you need to be very mindful of the fact is that you need consistently good product, and that's why I constantly spruik variation listings, stuff that you can get en masse anytime you go out. So video games, for example, not that I would recommend selling video games anymore, even though I went and picked up 300 today. Just stupid. But picking up video games, making a variation listing for Xbox, making a variation listing for Xbox One, 360, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Have them so basically as you get the games, you add it to that variation listing, then you go from that perspective. Personally, what I'm finding for a variation listing, and by all means don't take it gospel, and I have told you before not to listen to YouTubers and all those different things, especially this guy. Mark them cheaper because you want to get some traction for your variation listing. There's no point pricing your variation listing at the top of the market or higher, because your plan is for a variation listing is you want people to buy more than one product. So like I said before, is my Skylander orders on average, they did go up a little bit in the last couple of days. I think it's about 10 on average. So every Skylander order I get, it's 10 Skylanders, right? Composed to people selling one-off games and all these different things. So what I normally do is, just say if you're selling a PlayStation 4 game, it goes to $20 free postage. I would make that $9.99, basically then add your $10.95 postage. So the purpose of that is to people go, oh, right, I'm paying postage anyway. I might as well pick up 3 or 4 games. So all the 3 or 4 games, that goes into a small parcel, that goes into a small satchel, that goes into a small box, whatever you want to send it from that perspective. Don't send them in a green envelope, I'll come after you. And go from that way. And like I said, that's what I've been doing with my Star Wars books over here. You can't really see, but and I'll try and angle it behind the Skylanders. So they're over here somewhere. I can't work out. Depth perception is not my issue. So over there, right? So I went and picked up a whole bunch of the new Skylanders, Star Wars books. There we go. I spent it out. So I picked up another 30 vintage Star Wars books last night for $60. Generally, they're all vintage in the sense of they're late 80s, early 90s. These ones are exactly the same. When people buy these Star Wars books, and they're very, very hit and miss, right? So they normally do buy them 3 or 4 books at a time because I charge $15 flat, regardless if it's a highly sought after book or really crap in the sense. plus the $10.99 postage or the $9.99 postage, whatever I got on it, and people buy 3 or 4 books at once. So I've just reloaded, well, I'm in the process of reloading that variation listing with another 30 books, which already probably exist in that variation listing to an extent, and obviously adding the ones that haven't been or aren't in that variation listing yet. So that's why I keep going on about variation listings, right? You need to do them right. You need to get traction up, and basically, like I've said, you need to price it at middle market or under market minus postage to get people to come in and have quantifiable stock. Don't just have, 500 smolder dash. It probably would be all right if you had that case, but yeah, don't make a variation listing up for 2 Skylanders, which is currently one on eBay at the moment. Then one to reach out to me, which they did, and ask me why the variation listing for Skylanders isn't working, and probably go further back and actually try and work out why I didn't respond to them. Like I said before, eBay, and you need to be very mindful of this, and by all means don't take it as me being a prick or me being anything else. You're running a business. I see it in Facebook groups all the time. I see it in Reddit. I see it in all these different places. I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm more than happy for you to run things by me. I'm not going to give you my distributors. I'm not going to tell you how much I price things, how much I pay for things. I will tell you, obviously my Flipwise data, which I haven't done today, so it'll have to be the next episode, but it's gone down. Don't let me forget that. But like I was saying, is that, that realistically us on YouTube and all these different things, we're using this as a marketing tool. I've got another YouTube channel in the sense it's called Disgruntled Games. It's obviously to promote the Skylander business, all these different things. So don't get upset. Don't get, wide and, throwing your arms around, your tentacles around when people that are in competition with you, myself, and other resellers, and especially YouTube resellers and other resellers in the market, won't give you the answers on a silver plate. I suppose it's the best way to put it. If you are like with Tori was saying, is in the sense of saying, like the listing of eBay on every day, that's a generic thing. I'm more than happy to divulge that. I'm more than happy to talk about it. But when I've got people coming up to me and asking me where I specifically source them, who's my contact, all these different things, you really, really, really need to work out where you are in this place. It's going to be a little bit controversial, and I suppose I want to be sorry, but I'm probably not sorry. If you are asking those kind of questions, if you can't get off your butt and work it out yourself, reverse engineer it. It's not really hard. You're going to fail. I can guarantee you. You're going to need to really switch on with a business. It's not a fantasy. It's not to be romanticized. Business is business. It's cutthroat. It's ruthless. We're more than happy to assist you, or I'm personally more than happy to assist you in I suppose, moderation, probably for lack of a better term. But you need to know that realistically that business is running on the virtue of you actually doing the work, of you working out what your competitors are doing. Have a look at the strength, weaknesses, so the SWOT analysis. So basically strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. So what I constantly say on a weekly basis, don't get into Skylanders because I will obliterate you. Like I said, I only joke around about it, but that's a threat, right? In the sense of a SWOT analysis, not me actually threatening you, but what it comes down to is that, my virtue of my contacts, my distribution chains, my customers, my marketing strategy, and all these different things is a threat to your business in the sense of it's not an opportunity. It's probably one of these things you need to do from a strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, right? So is there someone in that niche, or is it really hard to get into? If it's really easy to get into, it's obviously a lot harder to sell within that niche, and that's why I'm not selling clothing anymore. Blake, I haven't sent you clothes, I'm sorry. But you need to be very, very mindful of the fact is that you really, really, really need to do your own research, do your own work. By all means, jump into Facebook groups, jump into Discord groups, jump into all these different things. But what's really going to probably help your business succeed is actually you. You really can't rely on questions of other people constantly asking. And there's someone in the Facebook groups, I won't say their name, they probably don't watch me, they probably don't know I exist, hopefully. They keep asking the same question or a question over and over and over again. And when people answer the question, quite lengthy replies, and there are a lot of fantastic people out there that do want to help, they do want to mentor, they do want to coach from that perspective. This is the kind of data that should be kept in threads in the question that gets asked again. We've already got the answers. But this person constantly deletes their threads. I've mentioned it before, it infuriates me. This is the reason why that business will probably fail. They probably have a lot of capital or a lot of money floating around that they could probably just piss against the wall and go from that perspective. So go quickly before I wrap it up. My sales this week have been abysmal by virtue of what we talked about with the two payment disputes, in the sense it's one payment dispute but it keeps flicking. So every time, once I dealt with it, I got smashed from that perspective, and because it flicked again, I got smashed it from a second time. So it's, while mentioned two payment disputes, it's only the one. And the second thing is I actually had a return open up for a couple of Lego manuals. So when people buy the Lego manuals, I'll reach out to them and say, hey, look, yeah, thank you for your order. Just letting you know this is the Lego manual. Are you aware of that? It's not a $1,000 Lego set that you're probably hoping. It's primarily the manual. It's been priced off. Yeah, I'm not exorbitant pricing, but it's been, I don't write this to them, but basically the pricing it is, right? And 9 times out of 10, they get back to me and say, yes, yeah, that's fine. I completely understand. I'm building that set out of Lego that's running around the house, not specifically the pieces or all those different things. Or they get back to me and say, yeah, or they get back to me and say, no, I didn't realise that, you're not selling a $1,000 Lego set for $14.99 plus $10 postage. So I cancel the order. Long story short, this person I reached out to 3 times before I sent the order. They wrote back, yeah, that's fine. Arrived, and lo and behold, I didn't realise I was buying, 2 sets of Lego instructions. Can I return it? I'm glad they opened a return. They didn't open an INAD, which is fantastic, and by all means, thank you. However, this is what you need to deal with. So basically, it is worth going out to your buyers and reiterating to them if it's somewhat confusing in a sense, like if I was selling, Smolder Dash again, for example, without her flame or with his head missing or whatever the character this is, I would reach out to them and say, hey, look, it's a second character, it's broken. Not that I would sell them, but these are all those different things, because you want to improve relationships. You want to be basically transparent as possible. A lot of people aren't, and which results in negative feedback, returns, and all these different things. So you can't help all buyers. Not all buyers are obviously brain dead, for lack of a better term. But by all means, you really, really, really need to know your audience. You need to know your market. That's why I strongly suggest niching. That's my personal perspective. You like that word. But by all means, like I said, do your own research. It doesn't cost much. Learn from your mistakes. Obviously, board games are fantastic. However, they're slow moving. You have to count all the pieces and go from that perspective. If you're going to buy board games, buy them brand new and sealed. Get them dirt cheap. Skylanders, on the horrible thing about those is that they could look fantastic. You can get a person to send them to you and all these different things. However, they've got pieces missing that you didn't see. They're dusty. They don't work. All these different things you need to take into consideration. So there's always pros and cons in niches and all those different things. However, if you are able to answer questions confidently and quickly, if you don't know, just Google. That's not hard. That's what I normally do. Your buyers will be more confident to shop with you, and you'll get positive feedback, and you'll go from that way. But anyway, that's enough for me rambling for this week. I'm going. I'm going to go hopefully make him a drink or something with rum by the looks of it. Anyway, we'll catch you next week. Bye.